Hello, everyone. Welcome to May 29 Zeam call. The main aim or and the emphasis of the call is again to resolve DevNet 4 issues on a scaled uh, network with multiple subnets and a high count of validator, relatively high count from what we are used to testing. So let's directly jump into that particular issue, or before that maybe we can talk about uh, the devnet 5 and shadow stuff with Kai. So Kai, let's start with your update.
Uh, yes. This week um, mostly working on the Devlet 5 uh, implementation because by the end of last week, once I finished the development, I found the uh, uh, accounts account work fine with 3 nodes that night. So I do much investigation and find some bugs. So right now, uh, I can I can I can run the 3 nodes link quickstar, yeah, DevNet 5 works, uh, and I also use the interop with uh, is lambda DevNet 5 image. Uh, it looks like works, uh, but uh, but there are some issues remain. Uh, so I uh, from my ob observation, uh, the resource consumed by Islambda is better than us. Uh, it only use about 500 megabytes memory, but our node uh, al- uh, always consume about 2 gigabytes memories. So when the network uh, happens some uh, not stability, when it chemical some forks, so our uh, our node uh, catch up is not quite stable. So I still need figure out why we use so much memory. Uh, and and another issue is about Sim test. So I think the current GitHub CI runner resource cannot run the DevNet 5 uh, 3 nodes sim test. Yeah. So right now I do some mock uh, in sim test. It does not do real proof uh, compaction. So I also saw if right now we have a Hive test, so maybe we can disable the sim test.
So I don't want to disable sim test, but in the sim test, can we configure to run on bigger slot times so that this problem is resolved in DevNet 5 as of now? But then when we fixed all of these things, then we can uh, basically reduce our slot time. So from 4 second, can we just bump our slot time to 8 second? If that resolves it, if not, then to 12 second in the same test.
Um, so right now, I can successfully run the sim test in my local. So it's the resource limit
Yeah.
in
So
just
for the CI, can we configure it to run with 12 second slot time? Because I think interval plus slot will automatically will calculate it, right? Because we have that calculation in the params. So
okay.
in CI, can we basically by an environment variable or through uh, I mean, let's figure out. I
Okay,
think
okay,
you can configure the DevNet spec in
okay.
the sim test in the beam command, right? So if you can increase the slot time over there, and if it's
Yes.
the slot time is not picked over from over there, maybe we do the change so that slot time can be picked from over there, and make sure that we are able to run in the CI.
Okay. I can try it.
So with this change, let's get the CI working. Also with each lambda, if we are interrupting, do you have some screenshot where we are finalizing so that I can post
Uh,
it as an interrupt successful milestone on our Zeam channel, Twitter channel?
yes, yes, I can. After this meeting, I can do that and
Awesome.
send to you.
And with regard to memory, if your machine has sufficient memory, then we and each lambda keep on finalizing and working on, right? So the only issue is when you are low on memory, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm, yeah, but
So
I don't run. So I don't run a long time test. So maybe
so we
I can
we
run.
don't need a long time run. Basically, just test that we are continuously uh, finalizing.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes, yes. It already it's already works. It can finalize.
All right. So for a high finalization uh, screenshot, just share with us on the Zeam channel, and then I'll create a post on it on the Twitter using that, so that we declare that yes, we have achieved this particular milestone with ETH Lambda, and once we do that, the next thing to do is basically do shadow runs for DevNet 5.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Yes, I'm working on that right now. Yes. Uh,
Okay, so let's get this PR ready with that particular change in the spec where we can run in CI at a higher time, at higher slot time, and then give me the interop screenshot that you have with the Lambda, and then let's start and let's get the shadow branch ready, right? So let's move the shadow branch from DevNet 4 to DevNet 5, and then basically give in the shadow channel of the PQ interrupt, let's update that our DevNet 5 shadow branch is ready for sim test, and Kamil can basically start doing it, as well as let's procure a server and let's start running shadow sim test ourselves as well.
okay. Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Any other DevNet 5 discussion we have, Anshul?
No, so the only thing is that today I think I joined late, so I don't know if it has been covered, but ML today updated his aggregation branch, so that has improved the aggregation times. So did we update it on the DevNet 5 branch as well, Kai?
So Is it merged? Or
Yeah, you can look at the message in the DevNet 4 channel.
So Anshul, can you just give Kai
Yeah,
the message link? That would be easier.
yeah, sure. I'll do that.
oh, I don't try that. So because uh, I just focus the testing with current my implementation. So yes, I think when I finish the requirement from agenda, yeah, I can try it.
So Kai, I think the first thing that you can do is just update the thing, and then let's do everything else, because let's run with the latest.
Yeah, so I was saying that it might help us get a finalization in CI as well.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
it's just 15% improvement, I think, not major. And
I,
Yeah,
so I used I used the commit which you used, Ansha. So is it compatible with that change? As I saw ML send it in the DevNet 4. Yeah,
yeah,
so
he
I'm not
sent it on
sure.
DevNet 4, but he mentioned that he has merged it with DevNet 5 as well. I think so. He mentioned, yeah, he did mention
Oh,
DevNet 5 has been updated with the latest changes from main. The latest commit is 8FCD.
yeah, but it's a breaking change, right? So there may be some change required from our glue as well. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a breaking change because they now return a error instead of panicking. So it isn't like a huge change. It's just like the API has changed to return an error as well.
Okay. And the ZK alloc would require a separate build configuration,
Yep.
maybe.
Yep. But that is something which is optional.
I mean, if we are making the change, ideally we should do that as well, because it'll probably improve the performance. He says it's 15% more performant if we use ZK alloc.
Yeah,
But
but it also says that it might corrupt the memory.
yeah, it may corrupt. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe to start off, we just use the latest version. Oh, Kai has dropped off. Then probably.
Yeah, I'll ping him this, but I think we can definitely use it on the CI at least
Okay.
to
Okay.
like get the CI to pass. But later on, we can decide upon like the other things if we
Sure.
want to use it on the main or not.
All right, sounds like a plan. So basically, coordinate with Kai on this, and let's sort of check mark the DevNet 5 milestone and start shadow runs on it. Now, moving on to DevNet 4. Yes, Patha. So,
So, several runs and several new issues we came across. The major problem with Zeam aggregator, I think we have mostly solved, but I don't know what has happened. One of the clients has released a new image. For the past 2 days, we've been running into issues with the snappy frame being corrupt. Initially, I thought it was a problem with Zeam implementation because
it
others
won't
were.
be it won't be a snappy frame, just to interject. It is just snappy issue.
Yeah. Sorry, not snappy frame, snappy issue. Snappy corruption is what was being reported. I thought it was a problem with Zeam implementation, but it turns out after several tests that all of these happen when ETH Lambda is the proposer. The problem it presented on Zeam was that in case of such a corruption failure, Zeam didn't have the recovery logic written correctly. So there was a bug in our call to blocks by root, which never got triggered. So Zeam clients stalled. Others were reporting the same error, but they were progressing. They rejected that particular gossip and started to proceed, but we didn't.
But
So
why would we need block by root? So first of all, I think we should change the name of the error, because there is no corruption that has happened. We can just rename it, saying bad, snappy bad object
yeah.
or whatever
Yeah,
encoding.
bad
Because
decode or something of that sort.
yeah,
Yeah,
because that error sort of corruption says that our memory is corrupted, and it basically has some other connotations that other people will make from it. So let's, I think, first of all change the name of the error in the sense that snappy input incorrect or invalid or whatever, right?
okay,
uh, so let's first do that, and then why do we need blocks by root? Because if that block is bad, we just keep it on the side, and the next we should get a next gossip block, right? There
correct.
is no
But
block
the
by root.
problem is this. Yeah, this has happened when it at slot 1, the very first slot, which was reported to us. We rejected it. We didn't know what our current state was, but others had already proceeded. So ideally, Zeem should
So
have caught
what
up
do you
the
mean?
current.
What do you mean others have currently proceeded? If we rejected, everyone should have rejected it, right? So
Correct.
that,
Everyone had
that
rejected it.
apart from ETH lambda, nobody has that block.
Yeah, ETH lambda was the aggregator of that block.
I mean, proposer. You mean proposer?
Oh yeah, proposer. Sorry. So ETH lambda was the proposer which
So
generated that.
so most likely ETH lambda added it to its chain, but none of
Yeah,
the other coins added, right?
correct.
So why should they do block by root? There is no block by root to be done. So next block anyone should propose, if it's not ETH lambda, should be on top of Genesis itself.
Right.
Also, it was
So
not happening on slot 1, if I remember correctly. Like we were seeing it on Wednesday as well, and it happened like way past after finalization
that
beyond.
so I've had several runs. The issues that we saw yesterday, day before yesterday, were on slot 49, 51. This morning, it's been on slot 1. So I'm not sure where it is, but whenever something like this happens, blocks by root was not being triggered. As a result, Zeem did
But
not
block,
proceed at all. It stalled.
but block by root should not be triggered. Why should block by root be triggered?
Not because of this, but because there is nothing coming through. Zeem assumes that it is behind the chain, so it requests other peers to send through what is the current state, right, in order to catch up.
No.
That
So if, for example, if it's happening on the slot 1 itself, then there is nothing to catch up on. So
not on slot 1. Yeah.
so did Zeem and others continue to do block production and sort of progress there?
Okay. So let me say two things. So slot 1 happened just now while we are on the call. I just posted that message on the PQ Intro group. Yesterday and earlier this morning, it was much further down. Slot 49, slot 51. Every time it's at a different slot, but it definitely happens at some slot where there is a problem. I have updated all of this in issue 942, each observation that has happened after each restart. So the
Like just
current fix.
thing to confirm, if like in Zeem we do like a syncing if there's a finalization that we haven't seen, and then we should call like block by root.
So so when
Not
Zeem stall, we not seeing any gossip messages?
Yep. No gossip messages,
So
nothing.
why is gossip messages not coming? We are still subscribed to lib2b, right?
Yes. So
Topics.
this is again my hypothesis that other clients have started to reject us as a peer because we have not drained the queue quickly enough. That was
So
my hypothesis.
so is our connection number of connection count going down?
No, it hasn't. We are still, I think, in peer number of peers connected, we still have 59 peers that we are connected to. But the active, I don't know.
So
The mesh might be different.
were you able to? I mean, it doesn't matter where the mesh is. We should get all the gossip messages. So I am not able to SSH to. 1 second. Okay, I'm able to SSH. Docker peers. Let me just look at current logs. On Zmate. So, so if where are we on this? Okay, we are stalled again on, I think 271 minus 173 or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Which could be again like 51 kind of a slot number. So what again, yes, it's what is the relevance of this particular slot number? I will
So
I will
it's
get the
not
log.
deterministic in terms of slot number. Something is going on in the snappy
First of all,
encoding.
why has not debug not been switched on? I mean, this is my question.
I did enable debug, but I
But
did enable debug.
I am only seeing info logs. I am not seeing debug logs at all. If I do
Uh,
Docker logs and I'm not saying any debug log, all of them are info log, and that's why I can't debug. And we have an issue
One
with
second.
file logs.
You should be able to see it in consensus.log, right? That is also not available. I don't know what's wrong with.
But did we fix our file writing
We did.
thing because we had an issue over there?
Yeah, we did. I had reviewed one PR from Chaitanya.
Okay, so where is that particular file? In Zeam folder.
It should be under. Sorry, I don't know where exactly this is. It should be under lean quick start consensus.log, right? I don't know.
So I mean, I'm on this particular server. Okay, in Zeam we have lean quick start. There is nothing over there.
What's the IP? Can you tell me like the initial digits
But initial digits.
of the IP?
Okay. I think 77.42.121.211.
Oh, that's the aggregator, yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's resolve this log issue, Partha, please, because how are we
Yeah,
even resolving this without that? And then
so
I really see the log and then see what happens when that thing happened, because gossip should not stop coming. I mean, unless we unsubscribe to it, right? So where are the gossip triggering logs? And then basically we can see that what is happening over there. And
So,
again,
you
if someone proposes a bad blog, everyone is rejecting it. Everyone else is rejecting it. So they should propose a blog on top of whatever the parent was, and then there shouldn't be any block by root request fetching needed, because any case the block has been rejected, and if ETH lambda must then also reject the block, because on the voting it should be reorged out, right? Most of the clients would be voting it out, so it should be reorged out by ETH lambda as well. So that
Yeah.
block should be reorged
so
out.
yeah, I just sent you the location of the log file, the debug log. Just yeah, consensus. That's the location. So the PR that I have, 948, addresses some of the issues with that snappy failure and everything else, and that keeps the image I've built from that PR is the one that's running on DevNet right now, and the container doesn't crash after that, or it doesn't get stalled. But we still have some other issues, such as the aggregation signature failure, and which is again observed even on Grandin. Grandin is also rejecting the aggregate that ETH Lambda has sent through.
So, okay, I mean, that is fine, but it should not stall us. That is my problem.
Yeah. I follow, and that's what I'm investigating. Why there's a stall, because this behavior is unique to Zeam only. Other clients are able to proceed, we are not, and so I'm digging deeper into it to understand what is causing this, and if there's any discrepancy there.
Because on slot 32, so basically slot by slot, we see what is happening, right? So on slot 32,
Yeah.
things seem to be fine. Let's go to
But
slot.
if you look at
Okay.
the latest ones, we are not receiving any message at all. On Zeam 8, at least, there's been nothing on gossip.
Yes, because debug logs are not even there. So debug log should help you debug it, right?
No, debug logs are there in the file I just sent you, right?
Now in the file. Now in the file.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so let's start looking into it. This should not be happening. We should not be stalling, and that basically ideally should be reogged out.
Yeah.
We skip attestation. I mean, after at slot 42, we are already saying we are behind peers because at slot is 26 and finalized slot is 0 and max peer finalized slot is 0. So we are
So that
already.
function, yeah.
So
So
at
that
slot,
function that determines what the current slot of a peer is was returning null instead of the actual one. So the blocks by root never got triggered, and
blocks
that's why we were.
blocks by root should not be getting triggered, because if you are receiving everything, you should have the chain, right? Why should blocks? That is what I'm
We are
saying.
not receiving, right?
We in the at slot 42 we are receiving all the gossips, but why what are we not receiving? So we need to basically see why we are not receiving things. So who produced slot 42, for example? We need to
Yeah.
we need to basically go slot by slot and see what is happening, right? So you need to grab each of the logs and slot by slot and see what is the issue for it. So I'll start looking into it as well. All Zeam nodes, have you tried that network?
Yeah, the current one is all Zeam nodes, but I'll probably have to run a separate testnet with just all Zeam nodes locally. But
Not locally. This is, if current one is all Zeem nodes, then why is this stalling?
no, the subnet is all Zeam network. I probably have to run everything. Yeah.
I want all Zeem nodes and see how far we are able to go.
Okay, I'll do that next, and then we'll see.
What is our attestation performance as of now?
We are around 1.2 as
Can
I
you
said.
remove ETH lambda and run the network as well? I mean, if we know that ETH lambda is the issue, let's remove it for now.
Let me do that. Yeah. The thing is, I want them to first copy the logs over before I restart. I'll ping them. Once they've copied whatever they want, I'll
just copy it into some back folder on the same server, right?
Yeah.
They can search and look at it. I mean, sort of make these smart decisions. You don't have to wait for them.
Sounds good.
What about
Yeah.
what else we need to do on the aggregator performance? Are we able to get our priority thing done?
So I have
So
added,
go on.
yeah, I have added that on my branch, and I was planning to test it after this call. I have got a note from Partha, so I was hoping to do it after this call. And apart from that, like I looked into Laltin as well, and there I can see that they have like a strict one aggregation policy right now, and they just do like a naive aggregation as an aggregator. They just see like whatever is the first signature, they have it in the map. They uh, basically go over through the every other signatures of the same subnet and aggregate the payloads, and that's all they do in as an aggregator. They don't do like a parallel aggregation across multiple attestation data. They just do it once and return the data. So instead of doing exactly that, I'll be doing uh, I'll be just doing as per like our latest justified. So whichever will help move the latest justified. So whichever attestation data has source as our latest justified, I'll be aggregating that. If that is not present, then I'll be looking into like other things. I have that code ready. I'll be testing it out and then I'll share the result.
Anshul, I believe Toma from ETH Lambda said there was a bug in the, justification logic of the spec. I'm not sure if you had a look at it. That was merged to lean spec, I think, last week. I'm not sure whether Zeam is updated with that.
So the main branch hasn't been updated to that, but I have looked into that. I'll have added that thing in my branch
Okay.
that I'm working with.
Okay. All right. So what is our plan? Further plan on this?
I would first probably resolve this the snappy issue. Once that is merged, we can start iterating over Anshul's performance improvement for aggregation, try to bring it down. Hopefully, this 948 PR should bring some improvement to Zeam's robustness. After that, we can start working on it.
Okay. With regard to your SSD PR, Anshul, for cloning, it would be using size recursive sizing, right, of the things.
So it is. I have already raised the PR. It isn't using so it is recursively going over uh, through the data structure and allocating on the go. So it doesn't use like size of preemptively. Instead, it does like recursive iteration through the fields of the struct and then does the allocation. Because there can be a vector inside a struct, and in that case, there isn't any max size that is pre-known. I have already raised a PR. So it does like a recursive thing, but it doesn't preemptively allocate. It does it on the fly.
Because there is no list in it. That is why.
Yeah. So lists can have like variable sizes.
Right. So if, for example, you have to clone a list, you will have to recursively figure out the list element size because it could be variable as well, right? So,
Yeah.
But I also don't see any list switch for list handling, or there is list is like a struct. So have you checked that it's a list or not?
Yeah, so list is like a struct. So that's why there isn't an explicit list as such, but I think I have added a test case to handle that. I'll just confirm if the test case is there or not, but I think it will handle it. If the test case is not there, I'll add it and ping you again.
Because if there is a list, then you would need to call recursively sizing. That is for sure.
Yeah.
is a variable list variable type size and variable to address uh, other comments in the other PR, caching hash tree root, because we not only need to cache hash tree root, we also need to cache max size, min size, as well as the size of the variable type, the fixed
So
size, right? So these things
max
also
size
need to be
min
cached.
size is not needed because max size min size is not needed because the types are comp types, so they will already do it while compilation. So we don't really need that. Uh, but because we pass in these types directly and types are taken in as com time, so whatever places we are basically passing these types, it should already be cached in the binary itself. I have looked into like the comments that Guillaume had raised uh, regarding like caching of Merkle leaves. I have a version locally. The only reason I didn't push it because Partha in sorry, Guillaume in his comment had mentioned that we should like implement a sort of interface there and implement this function on for that. I haven't really used interfaces, so I plan to look into that how we can do it in Zig, but that's why I didn't push it. But I did address his comment, so I'll try to push it ASAP. But
So
yeah,
if I look currently, serialized fixed type is not comp time.
okay,
So at some places it's comp time, at some places it's not.
okay,
So can you also make sure that at all places it's comp time, or basically, I mean, whatever it needs,
yeah,
or if it already has a type, then it is comp time. I don't think so, right? We need to change T to comp time T, right?
yeah,
Then it will automatically become comp time.
yeah.
So currently that is not the case. Then serialized size will definitely not be comp time, and I think you will need so serialized. So you definitely can't get serialized size. You will need to have min size and max size. That could be comp time. So why don't we need min size and max size? We should need it for the validation of the object, right? How are we sort of doing the validation of that we have the output, or why serializing and deserializing? We should be needing it somehow. So can you basically also look into this holistically and see if everything is covered?
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that.
Or basically, as I talked to GM and I was like, okay, we might need caching in the short run. So basically, even with your current approach, GM has added some comments. Were you able, or can you address them in the current approach itself, or does it need that interfacing mechanism?
So it doesn't need an interfacing mechanism. I think interface is good to have right now, but something like using which we can have like two hash functions, which will one of them will be like which will support caching, and another one won't be supporting the supporting the caching mechanism. But uh, I have like these individual functions. I have already pushed that. So it was there in the original code itself, but I think uh, we can define a interface sort of where we can have a common function, hash function, on both the both, like we can implement different type of structs which can implement these two with and without hashing, but with and without caching. But I I I'll update it like likely this weekend. Like in
Also,
one.
his question is cache bringing in performance? Most of the types we want are composite types, but it should anyway bring performance, right? Because you're not recomputing.
I didn't add it for composite types because I thought like those will be pretty easy to compute. So will we even have that additional benefit of caching there? But EM says that there's a lot left on the table if we are not doing that. So I'll probably benchmark a few things, and if because
Yeah,
accessing
hashing is an evolving process, so definitely it will be, especially with regard to if this is happening on approval, right? So hashing is very costly.
okay.
So memory lookup is easy compared to hashing. So can we just sort of optimize on all ends and make sure that we aren't leaving any performance on the table?
Yeah.
With regard to SSZ cloning, that will solve it. Your clone one will solve it. But in
Yep.
that regard, just make even the clone can go right now. Just you need to check whether the variable cloning is working or not. Variable
Yeah, so
list, variable type list cloning is working or not. And if that is working, we can merge in. Otherwise, just make whatever changes are required over there. And then what are the slower points we have? We use SSZ clone used to take a long time. What else can we think which is a low hanging fruit?
so we were making snapshots, which was also taking a lot of time, which isn't required as such because uh, these aggregates and payloads that we received cannot be manipulated uh, on the fly as such. So if there's a new aggregate that is formed, so it will have like a separate key because of the difference in uh, attestation bits. So ideally, if there's a payload against a particular attestation bit and attestation bits and attestation data, then it won't be changing. So we don't need to do like a snapshotting thing there.
So
That is
have
one thing.
we optimized that?
We haven't done that yet. So I'll be doing those things. I have them in mind. I was trying to do like optimize on the aggregator side right now. So on the aggregator side, I have done it, but I haven't done on the block production side. Another thing that I wanted to do is that right now I do like a block building stuff, which can have as much as max attestation data, but and I try to compact all of them. And if they fail, then I miss the blog proposal slot. Instead of that, I should only publish the blog which with as many attestation data that I have. I have like compacted using.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
that is another.
so both in attestation building, sorry, aggregate building, and in the block proposal, we need to run a timer, which basically should exit out at least when we have at least one, or basically should totally exit out if we have crossed, whatever time we put over there, because then we basically need to leave it and move on because that is no more useful anyway.
So I was thinking of just doing like a single aggregation on the as an aggregator, because I thought that as per my current folk choice rule, whatever best attestation data I can aggregate, I'll aggregate that and throw it out. And since like I'll be aggregating every slot, I think it just makes sense to follow like whatever is closest to the current justified. And once we achieve that, then we can like extend it to aggregating multiple attestation data. But even if we aggregate just a single attestation data, it should ideally help us move forward with finalization. So
Yeah, so prioritize it, right? So definitely we need to prioritize and say that this is the best attestation data that we'll be picking and aggregating first, and then everything if we have the time.
yeah. Yeah, so that's it. Like from mine, like there was few things here and there which I did on the benchmarking stuff, and I also reviewed like Kai's PR. I'll sync with Kai regarding like those changes that we were discussing earlier. But yeah, that's about
So
it from me.
until when can we have all these things? Because to be honest, we don't have so much time, right? We need to be optimized fast, and we are sort of banking on you over here.
Yeah. I think I'll try to wrap everything up during the weekend. If like so, I'll update you, but I think like these SSE thing is SSE clone is almost done. I'll just add one with variable types and list. I'll look into like I have already looked into the other caching mechanism, so that I think probably that will take some time. But on the parallel, I'll make these runs on the server that I got from Partha. So I'll parallelize those two things. Like locally, I'll run the DevNet and make make and continue my work on the caching side. So I think it should
So
be.
best,
I should wrap it
so
up.
what, for the clone, best thing is to not just do it at. So just take a block of DevNet 4, which has variable attestation data is not variable, right? And then we have variable signatures, right? So try to do that. I think that will basically cover
Yeah,
most of the cases,
the
because
benchmark.
we don't only want to check on one level, we also want to check whether in the embedded level we are able to do it correctly. Because as I remember, there was few issues which were in that particular area as well, because when the variable types are embedded in the struct, then also we have not sufficiently covered those if then else cases to make sure that everything is covered. So take such kind of an object and maybe start from a simpler normal list as well.
Yeah, so normal list was already there. I added that on the chat itself. But
So
yeah,
add a variable type list, and then add an object that is a struct which has a variable type list property.
yeah, okay.
I think that should cover it.
Yeah, apart from that, I'll also add like a small benchmark, maybe just for the PR description, where I can try to use my SSE clone and compare it with the current serialize approach that we were using on Zeam.
Got it.
And you
Coming
didn't get
to-
any server from me. Don't say that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, coming to you, Partha, what is the plan?
So I will be, I mean, as we discussed this particular change, PR 948 today, I will test it out to add that. And then my focus over the weekend is to try to achieve P95 on existing setup to under 1 second. If we can do that, I think we will have some stability. So after I have this image built, I will run with pure Zeam only multi-subnet nodes to see and continue to iterate over it over the weekend. If I've achieved stability with that, then I will include other clients and then start proceeding with what we can do on other fronts.
Okay, so I will continue looking at the DevNet runs, looking at the logs and see what I can infer from it. And I've continued reviewing the PRs that you share with me, and on DevNet 5 front, basically continue tracking our progress on DevNet 5 shadow runs. So that's it.
Sounds good.
All right, I think we are also over time or almost time because we started it as well. So anyone else has anything they want to add? Okay, so are we all up to date on our plans for the next week?
Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. Thanks, guys, for being in today's call, and we will see you on 5 June. And before that, on the Wednesday call on 3rd of June.
Yep. Sounds
All right,
good.
guys. Take care.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.